Welcome to another podcast episode of You Only Live Once podcast. I'm your host, Addie. Today we are going to be talking about, is it yours? Did this come from your heart? From your inner, knowing your inner being, okay? This episode, I have segments now. Okay, we're gonna get into it. This is the first one. Different aspects of your life. Are you following, or are you embodying, are you being exactly what you came here to be? Are you following your destiny? We only live once, and we cannot squander our time. We cannot exhaust it either. Today's world, we are talking about burnout. We're talking about massive mental health crises and stuff, and just realizing that we shouldn't put life on hold for retirement. And some people are coming into doing mini retirements or retiring early or whatever that looks like. The world is different, and we are slowly but surely navigating away from the old construct that was sold to us. And so I'm producing this question. Is this yours? The path that you're on, the dream that you're chasing, the life that you've created for you, is it really coming from you, or was this put onto you? Was this influenced upon you from family, social media, friends, whatever it is? This is very important, especially if you are creative and you're in the social media spaces or different areas of media. You will see that everything sometimes looks the same or sounds the same. And it's like, are we chasing something that's safe, or are we creating something that's authentic, something that's supposed to grow and evolve into something else? Sidebar, I was thinking to myself, because it's 2026 and everybody was posting about 2016, right? The energy of it, the nuance of how music sounded and everything like that. We're talking about that. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, it seems like every year up until 2020 had an essence of its own. We can remember 2013, 2012, 2011, 2014, 2015, summer 16, 2016. We can even remember the feeling and essence of 2017 to 2019 too. That was kind of like the merged together kind of year. Everything was starting to sound the same and be the same until 2020 happened. And of course, the world looked completely different for everybody globally. How we communicate, what we're doing with our lives, what we all have been through. 2020. And now we're in another time from 2021 to 2023. Things kind of merged together again, but we were approaching a crisis as an economy, with employers, stuff like that, where things kind of started to shift and then come to a breaking point, 2025. Meanwhile, music, mainstream has been sounding a bit the same and all that, people dressing the same and stuff like that. We're trying to find, as a whole, society, everything, what this today time means, you know? And I say this because a lot of the stuff that we consume that is popular is copy paste. The TikTok shoppers, some of them just say the same thing. They kind of all talk the same. Influencers, they all kind of talk the same and kind of do the same thing. We know that certain formulas work, and I feel like this copy paste nature is coming from obviously business deals, brand deals, and stuff like that. But now, with the most recent news of Snapchat stating how with the new AI advances, they want to hire more creatives to, set apart their brand, because now the emergence of every brand coming together and kind of doing the same thing. Snapchat looks like TikTok. TikTok looks like Instagram. Instagram looks like whatever, LinkedIn now. Like, they want to make their bring the essence back, the individual essence back to Snapchat. So this all has a point. This is my preface. Okay? Stick with me. So this is a call to action. Snapchat just did it. Guess what? Other brands are going to be seeking out and finding that as well too. Just saw a Patreon ad. Shout out to Grace. She did probably cut this out because I might be saying this wrong or leave it in. I don't know. Anyway, she did an ad or campaign, a photo campaign for it, and it was, to me, it was grounded in like individuality, because Patreon is like, it's about you and what you're selling to others, or what kind of community that you are bringing together behind the paywall, exclusive content, stuff that we can't really do out loud. Yeah. And that could be from anything from streaming to doing reviews to whatever it is. People have Patreons or just exclusive podcast content where they're talking about other things and stuff. Patreon. So yeah, boom. Now, and yeah, so boom. I was thinking about, okay, so brands are going to be doing that. They're going to be influencing, wanting more people to be more individual and stuff. Individuality is going to be the new mainstream, right? So with that, who are you as an individual? Who are you as an individual creator? Who are you as an individual consumer as well too? Because I just feel like they're trying to bring back the feeling of damn near how we were using the apps back in the day, and I think it's beautiful. So anyway, it's a grand time now for creators and creatives to like set themselves apart, to build brands, and to just bring back that je ne sais quoi. Okay, it's copying and pasting is no longer going to be the thing. And so because I feel like brands kind of mimic where the group mass consciousness is going. And that's towards authenticity. That's towards slowing down. That's towards being more grounded. That's being more aware. Brands mimic us. Though they influence us, it's still a reflection of like where we're moving as a society. So that's cool. I feel like that's a cool time and everything like that. But anyway, I just wanted to zoom in to us as individuals and really look at the times that we are coming into, because social media has a lot to do with who we build ourselves to be, kind of like, we consume every day and it can influence the person that you become or be, or yeah. So I have a little quick story to even share, probably as we get more into this whole entire topic. But yes, that's just some food for thought right there, right? So one size does not fit all, and we're now coming into customizing and just being what you want to be, how you want to live your life, how you want to do the things. And yes, this does feel a bit smaller because you are your own audience, you are your own judge, you are your own validator in this. I feel as a consciousness, we are coming out of the times where it's validated by external things. What we have, how many likes, whatever that looks like. It's more about actual fulfillment through an experience, through the experience. Somebody made a video stating how it's like this food thing that's like $400. It's a food experience, and it's fully immersive. The culinary taste, feels, how you're treated, everything. It's all full encompassing, expensive experience. And the person who was making the video was like, I just got home and I want to cry about this. I'm like, this is like the new trend, selling experiences, because an experience will literally have you coming out as a new person. Oh my gosh, y'all. When I went to Arizona and I went to the vortex, I was in Sedona, and we were in the mountains of the canyon, the whatever it's called. I remember my whole body changing, my soul, spirit, energy, everything. Like, it was this full on, and it was such a simple experience. Like, oh my God, look at that, look at that. Oh shit, we're driving against the edge of the cliff. Like, it was a simple experience, but I left a whole different person. I left as a whole new being. Like, it felt like peeling a banana. Like, it was so different. I left as a new person. Experiences can change you forever. And I just feel like when you make time to want to experience new things in life, whether that is skiing, hiking, doing yoga, sound bath, whatever, these are meant to bring in those new changes. And this is something that you do for yourself, right? But that's something that the experience is giving you. Okay. Now, on the flip side of social media, that's also an experience. It also gives you a packaged version of who you may want to be or who you may be coming into and learning and being. So, of course, there is this thing where it's called, I said, purpose versus performance, right? There's a big difference between doing what you're meant to be doing and performing a version of it for an audience. It's completely different. And I just want to emphasize that when you are doing what you came here to do, or what it just naturally comes to you, let's just say that. What naturally comes to you, because that's really what you came here to do. That is your purpose. That's a part of your purpose. It's a part of your destiny. It is natural to you and it has to be expressed. Whether you are showing a million people or just yourself in the mirror, whatever that is, make sure it's a self-fulfilling kind of thing and that it came from your heart. Now, let's get into this little story, because we need to reclaim our own narratives. We need to understand where and what is influencing us. Oh my gosh. A tweet I saw, it said, in terms of like consumerism, a quote from Miriam Posner, she said, I'm paraphrasing right now, but she said, where is your grounding cord? Where is this need or urge coming from? Is it coming from yourself, or is it from seeing it everywhere or being sold an idea or something, right? She said, where's your grounding cord? This brings me to my story. I remember listening to a podcast, and of course I'm into natural ways of just becoming a more beautiful woman and having obviously my teeth, quote unquote teeth problems. I don't really have teeth problems, but it's an aesthetic that I was like chasing a little bit. I heard a podcast and they were talking about, so having braces will definitely change your face. And I was like, oh my God, they were trying to give me braces and all that. I want to be able to look like my face makes sense. You get the jaw, raised cheekbones. It looks like you got Botox, all that. I'm like, oh my gosh. And you get to fix your teeth. Cool. Little did I know. Went through the process. Got a little, I literally posted this whole entire story on my Shine Through page. But went through the process and they were telling me they needed to remove teeth. I'm going to need implants, all kinds of stuff. And I was like, damn, I just wanted braces. I just wanted to fix this and that. Maybe expand my upper part. Girl, I didn't know what the hell. Anyway, I got braces on for like 16 hours and I had them take it off immediately because the process, everything, it just didn't feel right. It did not feel right. And in that moment, in retrospect, I'm thinking right now, like, wow, that wasn't given to me. That wasn't what my heart wanted for me. That wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. No matter what any of these doctors and all that them say, extract this is, it's all a business. End of the day, it is. But once I got my braces off after 16 hours, I kid you not, I posted a story on Shine Through. Go on Shine Through to watch that story. I labeled it "Let's go take a L together" because, child, braces are not for the weak. And I am not. Anyway, I'm saying all this to say, like, yes, it was a process that I was not willing to go through because it was not mine. It was not for me. It was influenced on me because of the dream that was being sold to me, right? And I had to radically accept myself because, my teeth grew in and have been sustained in this way my entire life. There have been no problems, no cavities, none of that. And I really thought I could go onto the journey of copy and pasting. Couldn't do it. Ain't for me. And it's expensive. Okay, I couldn't even afford it. Don't know why. I thought I could. I was like, ooh. It simply was not meant to work out. So anyway, checking in with you guys. Who and what is this influence coming from? Is it promising to benefit your life? That's what I was thinking. I was like, ooh, I'm going to be more beautiful. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. But aren't you that already? And then how could you do that naturally? How could you do that in a more sustainable way that's sustainable for your pockets? Because the journey of people getting implants in their teeth is not simple. It's a whole all-encompassing kind of thing. And being sensitive and aware of these things is very, very important. So where is this thing that you want to do coming from? Is it coming from a flashy place to be validated, to look a certain way? What is wrong with how you look now? Really diving into what are you being told that you are lacking? And how can you accept who you are and where you are right now, especially if it's not giving you any issues or problems. It's just a cosmetic kind of thing, period. I even think about people who get forehead reduction surgeries, like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know that was a thing until last year. I was like, oh, people really do that? Child, they do. And people who don't even have real big foreheads like that do that. So just check in with yourself. Where's this coming from? Where's this need to accomplish or give off this certain look, vibe thing? Where is it coming from? And what is wrong with you today? What is wrong with you now? We got to learn how to fill up our own cups in a sustainable kind of way that looks like radical acceptance of yourself. Radical acceptance of the things that come natural to you. Yes, I feel like a lot of this wanting to chase this copy paste moment or this perfection does come from the shamefulness in being yourself or being something that's not the standard. Okay? That part. And yeah, this right here it really touched my heart because you gotta look on the inside before you start to try to assess and rearrange the outside. It's all in your head first. But yeah, especially when it comes to looks. Like, in your career as well too. Is this for you or is this for your parents? Is this for, I just want to know. Is this because you are passionate about helping others or policy or whatever? Is this coming from a place of passion? Is it coming from a place of grounded individuality? The song in your heart. Check in. Okay. So for my next segment, let's get into journaling. I want y'all to get a journal or get a piece of paper or open up that notes app, whatever it is. And the title you need to put is, where is this coming from? And then I want you to write your biggest insecurity, okay? Or your biggest, what you feel that you have failed at, or what you feel that you are not enough in. Write that down. Okay, I wanted this. I feel like that, whatever it is, right? And then I want you to write about yourself, maybe in second person, or write as if you are your grandmother, or just think about somebody who really, really loves you and read the question back to yourself and answer it. You're not going to think that you're a failure anymore. You're not going to think that you're ugly anymore. You're not going to think that you are chasing after this thing anymore. Once you answer it in another perspective, it cannot be one of your own, because you see the flaw, but look at it in the eyes of somebody who does not believe in that from you. And that could be your grandmother, your man, your woman, your mom, your sister. Really do that. Okay? And talk about you. Okay? And maybe even call that person up. So what do you think? Or just right from a perspective, play like you are the creator, like you're an angel talking to yourself on earth. Whatever you need to do. Okay? I think that would be cute, cool. Little journal entry. Definitely comment under this episode or DM me on TikTok at YOLOPod_, or comment under this Substack episode your answer. And just tell me how your perspective just changed about this thing, because I feel like only great change, we're able to accept great change, or just the different transitions that are occurring within our life, is when we have a higher perspective going into it, and that we understand that we are not it. We are not the insecurity. We are not this thought. We are forever changing. We are forever evolving. We are forever coming more into who we are meant to be as our life goes on. And we cannot fill every waking moment with shame, hate, guilt, depression, feeling these lower emotions. Not even just feeling them, we can feel them, but identifying as that and navigating life through that lens. We cannot allow for our own natural essence to be hijacked by anti-life energies. The stuff that wants you to not be who you are, or just to live in a certain way that isn't fulfilling for real. We only live once, and I really believe that our life is meant to be fulfilled. Whether that's you learning how to ride a bike, swim, whatever it is, these little simple things, they actually mean a lot. They're big points in our life. Like, I can remember obviously being in the vortex. That was amazing. But I can also remember being in the DR and walking up the stairs to like go to zip lining. Well, we all had to walk as a group through the jungle, and it was raining. And I just remember like, whoa, I'm walking in the jungle. I felt so fulfilled in that moment. Like, I wasn't drunk or like anything like that. It was just a simple moment of awareness. Like, this is beautiful. Looking at the trees, looking at the wetness of the concrete up all the stairs. You had to make sure you didn't slip, because shoot. And then looking at the dew on the leaves, like the clouds, the fog, everything. It was it was different. So yeah, these little simple things. And then even in your own career, like, wow, I really created something that was able to sustain the lives of others, or I was able to bring a smile on this person's face at work, or whatever that is, you know? Oh, yeah, I feel like life is just more simpler than what we make it out to be because we're so occupied with all this other stuff. But no, that's exhausting. So, yeah, next segment. What we're going to do moving on, let's try to pencil in, schedule in things that bring more life to us. It has to be healthy. Okay, it cannot be you going to the club and okay, that could fulfill you, but like, okay, you're not my. I don't know if I'm talking to you, but what can you do? Pencil in what you can do that is going to bring more life to you, and share that with me. Tag me in your video, all that kind of stuff. This week, my thing that brought more life to me, I drew pictures. I have a little assignment right now that, I was commissioned for to draw for my me. And I was just drawing just to get used to this picture that he wants me to draw and planning for it basically. But it was so cool, experimental, and just like seeing how am I going to do this and bring it to life on like an 18 by 18 canvas, what mediums I'm going to use, what media am I going to use, all that kind of stuff. Just, it was cool and it brought life to me. Like, oh my gosh. And I feel like sometimes we put creative stuff or just doing something that brings that childlike wonder to ourselves. We put that on the back burner because it's like, is that going to make me some money? Is it going to make me some money? Why are we saying that? It could. Post it on YouTube. Post it on TikTok. Somebody might buy it. You might get 30 views, but somebody might be like, hey, I'll give you $30 for that. Shoot. It could make you some money. But don't let that be the goal point or whatever it is, Yeah. Don't cloud the expression with profit. Some people create things that they didn't even know was going to make them a dime. Okay. Like, really get into that. Really get into that. That's my episode for today, you all. This is a little freestyle, a little free thought, all that kind of stuff. But we only live once and life is all encompassing. Okay, you alive if you listening. Be sure to tag me in your journal entries and also tag me in your activity that you decide to do this week. I want to know. I want to hear about it. Tell me about it. And yeah, I will see you guys next Monday. Be sure to leave a review about my podcast. Let me know what you think. Tell me what I could do better. Tell me what you want to hear.